Welcome back to another episode of How I Edit. And yeah, it's been a while. So, without any further ado, let's get started. So for this image, I use my Canon 80D along with the 135mm 2.0. I shot at 2.0. My ISO was set at 100. My shutter speed was set to 1/12/50th of a second. All right. For my modifier, I used the Godox AD600 and a huge 5 feet octabox, and it was positioned camera left. So if you're going to be following along, I'm going to leave a link in the description below where you can download my actions as well as the project file. I'm also going to leave a link where you can download Portrait Pro. I'm going to be using that also. So let's get started. So this is our image and I am inside of Photoshop. I'm going to zoom in. I'll move about just to do a quick evaluation to determine the problematic areas, and I can already see some pimples and some small blemishes. All right, so I'm gonna create a new layer. I'm gonna head over to the layer panel. Alt click on the new layer icon and let's call this healing. All right, that's good. I'm gonna grab my healing brush, select it already, and I'm gonna make sure it's set to current and below. I'm going to hold Alt just to sample an area, and I'm going to start removing all of these small imperfections. I'm going to speed up this process for you guys just to save some time so this video won't be long and drawn out. Okay, so we are done moving a few small imperfections, but there's something that's annoying me. That's this piece of thread right here. So I'm going to grab my clone stamp tool, going to sample from an area like right about here, and I am going to paint that away. All right, so now that we are done with that, I'm going to create a duplicate of these two layers. I'm going to hold all of the modifier keys, Control, Shift, Alt, and E, and that's going to create a duplicate of all the layers. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to apply a custom action. I'm going to grab my skin softening action. I'm going to hit play to apply it. And I'm going to head over to the layer panel. I got my brush selected. I'm painting with white. Head over to the layer mask. And okay, my opacity is set at 70%. That's fine. I'm going to slowly paint over the area that I want to smoothen out. All right, that is fine. So at this point, I'm going to merge this layer with the underlying layer. I'm going to hit Control E, and we got those merged. And this is where we head over to Portrait Pro. So I'm going to head over to Filters, Anthropics, and select Portrait Pro from the drop down. And we're going to wait for that to load. So we are up and running inside of Portrait Pro. If you've been following along up to this point, you know that the outline that the software creates by default, I'm going to get rid of it. So let's exit. Yep, delete face. And we're going to head over to manually locate. Going to ask you some dumb questions. Is it a female? Yes, it's a female. Let's select that. I'm going to hit Control, select this, hit Control, click, tip of the nose. All right, so this is the point where I select all of the facial details as well as the outline of the face. I'm not going to bore you with this process, so I'm going to speed this up. And here you have it. So we're going to make some tweaks. So by default, the software applies some softening automatically, and it applies some, for lack of a better term, morphs. It attempts to get rid of the distortion caused by the lens. So let's have a look at the face sculpt. And sometimes this is a hit or miss because it distorts the face, but in this instance, I like it. I'm going to keep it. So I'm going to head over to skin, lighting, and coloring, and let's reposition the light to where the position inside that my octobox was placed. And I'm going to boost the contrast, not too much, just a bit. All right, that's fine. I'm going to head over to skin smoothing, zoom in. All right, I'm going to boost the imperfection slider just to remove a few more imperfections. I'm going to find shadows just to blend the shadows on the face a bit more. And I'm going to remove just a little bit more of the pores. I don't want it to be super smooth and plasticky and unrealistic and all that other stuff. Okay, so let me remove that overlay. Go away. That doesn't want, okay, we are set. So the eyes actually breathe life into photos, but the eyes are missing a twinkle. So what we're going to do is we're going to fake the twinkle. We're going to add pupil reflection. We have a pupil reflection over here, but it's kind of faint. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to head over to the eye section first and foremost. Let me hide that. Let me just brighten up the irises just a bit. All right, that's good. And I'm going to head over to the bottom where it says add a reflection. We're going to add beauty dish. And we didn't use a beauty dish. We use a huge ass octobox. It doesn't say huge ass octobox, but it's a big octobox. So I'm going to select octobox. And it looks kind of spooky, but I'm going to fix that in a second. So we're going to quickly reposition. Okay, that's good there. I'm going to position it up some more. That is good. We're going to do the same thing for this side over here. Quickly position it, and then we're going to play with the opacity. Where is my opacity slider? I went up a bit too high. Okay. All right, it looks about. All right, it looks fine. And as easy as that, we are done inside of Portrait Pro. So now we're going to head back over to Photoshop. So now that we are back inside of Photoshop, let's just have a quick look at the before and the after. I'm going to hold Alt, click on the base layer. This is our starting point, and this is where we're currently at. So I'm going to apply some minor dodging and burning. So what I'm going to do is to do it in a non-destructive way. I'm going to hold Alt and click on the new layer icon. DNB, dodge and burn. I'm going to set the blend mode to, where is it, soft light. I'm going to fill it with 50% gray, and we're going to be applying our dodge and burn effect directly to this gray layer. I'm going to grab my dodge tool. Let's zoom in, lighten the eyes just a bit, the bright areas. All right, let's try and shape or sculpt the nose a bit. Right here, reduce the size of my brush. I'm just going to paint all of this here in. So my exposure is set to 5%, so it's a slow, gradual build up. You don't want to apply too much at once. Just going to add some shine to the lips. And the changes are very subtle. Like I said, it's a slow, gradual build up. Gonna increase the size of my brush. Just gonna lighten this area just a bit. I'm gonna switch over to my burn tool. Grab that. So let's darken the lip just a bit. That's fine. All of these areas here where we have shadows. The exposure is set at 10%. All right, so I'm going to make this a bit bigger, and darken, close to darken the hair. All right, that is fine. So let's width. See how it looks with and without. And that's without. That's width. The changes are kind of subtle. So I want to make the background more dramatic. So what I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to apply a LUT or lookup table. I created an action where I would actually bring in that LUT and apply it at about 25%, 25 or 15% based on the LUT that I'm using. I'm going to do that now. So I'm going to head over to my actions panel and I'm going to select the teal and orange moody LUT. I'm going to hit play to apply that LUT. And as you can see, that LUT has been applied to the entire image. It definitely makes the image look a bit more dramatic. But certain portions of the skin I do not want that LUT applied to. So I'm going to grab my brush tool, and in the layer mask that the action created, I'm going to grab my brush and I'm going to make sure I am painting with the black. Black is going to remove. Grab my brush. Make sure I'm painting with black. Black is actually going to remove pixels, for lack of a better term. Yeah, black is going to remove the LUT in areas where I don't want it applied. So and here you go. My opacity is set at 70% because I don't want to move all at once. All right, and there you have it. So this is our final image. Let's have a quick look at our starting point. And this is where we're at. So these are just few of the things that you can do. The power of Photoshop and the awesome Portrait Pro. Like I said, you can download trial version of Portrait Pro using the link in the description below. So thanks for following along, and I'll try my best to make more videos on a weekly basis. So until next time, salute. Thanks again for watching my video. If you want to follow along, you can download the project files and my actions using the link in the description below. If you're a photographer in Nassau and you want to collab, or even if you're a model looking to build your portfolio, type me in the comment section after you like my page on Facebook or subscribe on YouTube. If you want to see more of my work, follow me on Instagram or visit my website.